At JPL, we have a motto, dare mighty things, and it comes from a Teddy Roosevelt quote. It's better to dare mighty things than to live in the gray twilight that knows neither success nor failure. And this whole concept is that if you never try, if you don't make an effort and make an attempt at something new, you definitely won't succeed. And so for me, that means taking on challenging problems and just saying, I'm sometimes afraid and I don't always have the knowledge or the resources, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to ask questions. And if I fail along the way, I'll come out better for it. Right now, I work as a lead end-to-end information system engineer at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I work on a mission called NISAR right now. It's a big Earth science satellite that'll use radar imaging to understand how Earth is changing over the course of many years. My role specifically is to ensure that we can command our spacecraft correctly and then retrieve our data in the right format, with the right quality, in the right timeline. And so that whole end-to-end, from the moment the scientist says, this is the data I want from the spacecraft, all the way through when it's accessible to them, is really within my purview. So it's this massive system, lots of different interfaces, and I love it because I really get to see how our missions work, and I really get to feel like I'm enabling the science that changes our world and our understanding and our policies. During my time at Baylor, I got to know incredible professors who to this day root me on and keep in touch. And that was really valuable to me. You know, the education that I got had a very personal touch. It wasn't just about passing an exam, it was very much about pursuing my goals and what I needed to learn to be successful in life. And that support wasn't just academic, it was social, it was through graduate school. Even now they ask about how my career is going, and that's, you know, that Baylor education, that support that has continued through the years. My interest in aerospace began when I was a kid, but the idea that it could be a career was something Baylor really showed me. You know, as a young kid, I remember getting all the National Geographic magazines and pulling out the space posters, and I would put them on my wall. In the 8th grade, I did, you know, an astronomy project, and instead of choosing one planetary body, I did every planet in the solar system. And I like to, you know, in many ways be some young woman's definition of what a scientist or an engineer can look like. And I like changing that narrative. And that's something I've been very passionate about, because as a woman in STEM, I'm a woman of color in a male-dominated field that doesn't have a lot of, you know, South Asian Americans, especially in aerospace. I've sort of reached this point where I can say, hey, I've reached this level of success and you can see yourself in me. And you can achieve these things, and there is support for you. And just sort of opening their eyes to what is possible. Being the recipient of the Baylor Young Alum Award this year is just an incredible honor, but it's also made me realize that I have a responsibility to carry that mantle and to be a mentor and to give back to the communities that I've come from.